viewers, welcome to the Editorial Analysis by Dristhi IAS. In this section, we regularly take editorials from various newspapers and news portals for a better understanding of various issues happening in India and around the globe. In this section, we first try to link the editorial with our UPSC syllabus. Then we go analytical in order to understand some key points and at last some important concepts. Dear viewers, we truly hope that you like this initiative taken by Drishti IAS and your feedbacks are important for us. So kindly feel free to give your important feedbacks in the comment section. So without any further delay, let's commence our session.
Dear viewer, this video is available in Hindi as well. If you wish to watch it, please visit our Hindi YouTube channel, Drishti IAS. For your convenience, the link for this video in Hindi has been provided in the description below.
Today's editorial is taken from Times of India, published on 22nd October 2020. The title of today's editorial is Plug into Taiwan. If we summarize today's editorial, we can see that New Delhi must pursue trade deal with Taipei, ignoring China. If we try to link today's editorial with our UPSC syllabus, we can link it with GS Paper 2, which has polity, constitution, governance, and primarily with the segment involving international relations. Some key points from today's editorial. With reports surfacing that India is looking to start discussion for a trade deal with Taiwan, the Chinese Foreign Ministry has asked New Delhi to be prudent while they're dealing with Taipei and reiterated its so-called One China principle, which sees Taiwan as a part of China. Now, as we know that India is actually trying to make some discussions for a trade deal with Taiwan, this has actually made China a bit concerned. And Chinese Foreign Ministry has once again come up with their One China principle, according to which Taiwan is a part of China. However, it should be noted that China has got no business to tell India that with whom India can trade or not. If we look at today's reality, we can say that Taiwan is a free and independent democracy and also an Asian economic dynamo. Now, if we talk about Taiwan, some information would be quite important, such as Taiwan can be said as Asia's 5th largest economy and world's 16th largest. Also, as we know that Taiwan has got 4th largest foreign reserves in the world, 4th largest. Also, Taiwan is world's 21st largest foreign investor. It can also be said about Taiwan that it is 3rd most attractive destination for foreign investments all over India. Taiwan is also a global leader in chip manufacturing and is 2nd largest manufacturer of IT hardware, information technology hardware. So these are some of the important aspects with reference to Taiwan. Now, in 2018, India and Taiwan signed an updated bilateral investment agreement to expand economic ties. And because of this agreement, the trade between India and Taiwan grew by almost 18% and it amounted to $7.2 billion in 2019. However, there is a lot of scope in it. Earlier this month, the Modi government gave approval to firms including Taiwan's Foxconn Technology Group, Westron Corporation and Pegatron Corporation to attract investment worth more than 10.5 trillion rupees. That is almost equal to 143 billion US dollars for smartphone production over 5 years. Also, India, it should be noted that India and Taiwan, they do not have any diplomatic relations, but since 1995, both the countries have maintained a representative's office in each other's capital. That means we have a Taiwan representative office in New Delhi, okay, and similarly we have a representative office in Taipei. Now, basically, if we talk about Indian exports, so primarily the things which are exported from India to Taiwan, it include waste oil, naphtha, cereals, cotton, organic chemicals, copper, aluminium, and food material. Now, in the previous slide, we also talk about One China policy. Now, it is quite important for us to understand what exactly the One China policy is. Now, this one China policy is a very key feature of the China and the US relations. It is also a diplomatic acknowledgement of China that there is only one Chinese government. If you have seen the history of China, now the China, which is the People's Republic of China under the control of the Communist Party, is one part. However, Taiwan or the Chinese Taipei is completely under the administration. It was actually formed by the Kuomintang Party. Now, if you know about their history in 1949, how the nationalists, they were actually sent to this particular region, and the Communist Party of China established a complete control on rest of China. So China always maintains this position, and it says that Taiwan is an inalienable part of one China. So any country who wants to have diplomatic relations with China have to break all the official ties with Taipei. This is a very clear position set by China under the one China principle. Now, some current stats. Now, it should be noted that trade between India and Taiwan grew 18%, almost by 18%. Quite important for us, okay? Taking it to 7.2 billion USD in 2019, but there is much headroom for growth. Like I said, Taiwan is a powerhouse in semiconductors that serve as a backbone of today's modern economies. Like I told you, Taiwan is a global leader in chip manufacturing and second largest manufacturer of IT hardware. Taiwanese companies are well integrated into global supply chains, bringing high standards of production and logistics to the table. Now, it is quite known about the Taiwanese company that they have very high standards of production and their ethics of business are also amazing. That makes the Taiwanese companies one of the best in the world. Taiwanese companies also do a lot of business in China, which is precisely why it is hypocritical of Beijing to object to a trade deal between New Delhi and Taipei. Now, there are many Taiwanese companies who are doing business in China, and this basically is the reason that if Taiwanese companies are coming to India, they are definitely putting a lot of investment. So when that investment will come to India, definitely India's position will improve. And China is quite hypocritical about that. Also, it should be noted that after the US-China trade war and the COVID pandemic, many companies, they have decided to relocate themselves from China. So India can be one of that avenues where these companies can come. And again, this is a big cause of concern for China. Now, what exactly could be the way forward? Taiwan's new southbound policy that is looking to enhance its connection with 18 countries, including India. Now, we have a term here, the new southbound policy. Now, what exactly this southbound policy is? Now, this southbound policy is an initiative taken by the government of Taiwan under President Tsai Ing-wen. Tsai Ing-wen. Now, the aim of this policy is to enhance cooperation and exchange between Taiwan and 18 other countries located in various regions of Southeast Asia, South Asia, and Australasia. Now, the first director of New Southbound Policy is James Huang. James Huang. Now, the various fields which will be covered under this southbound policy, they are trade, technology, agriculture, medicine, education, and tourism. It is being said that India is also one of the countries which are targeted by the new southbound policy of Taiwan, and it could be of a great advantage for India if India actually responds to this policy of Taiwan and does not get under any pressure given by the Chinese government. Taiwan's expertise in hardware and India's in software are a perfect fit. Like we know, like I said, second largest IT hardware manufacturer is Taiwan. And we all know that India is a hub of software. So if both the countries with their uniqueness in hardware and India's uniqueness with software, if they come together, it can be a very amazing mutual agreement between these countries. and both the countries can benefit a lot from this particular agreement. New Delhi should not be averse to a free trade agreement with China, as the latter is higher up the value chain. New Delhi should not lose any opportunity to do business with Taiwan. Now, if India takes this decision, definitely in the long run, it will be quite evident to us that India will definitely gain a lot from such agreement with Taiwan. Taiwanese investment in technology can kickstart a tech manufacturing revolution in India. Like we all know that Taiwan has amazing growth in the technological sector. So if Taiwanese companies are coming to India and they are investing here, so we can definitely observe a tremendous boom in our manufacturing sector as well. With China breathing down India's and Taiwan's neck, there is additional incentive to create alternative supply chains and cut out Beijing. Now we know that both India and China, they have a kind of disagreement, and China has constantly trying to suppress both India and Taiwan when it comes to business. So in case if these two countries, they come together, this would be of great advantage, and in that particular chain, we can completely eliminate China out of it. Now, this situation will be, this agreement, if it happens, it will be a win-win situation for both India and Taiwan. And there's no point that we should at all be concerned about China's objection. So the leaders in Delhi, the Modi government, has to decide and make sure that they are taking every possible step that could benefit the economy of this country. So students, this was with today's editorial. I hope you liked today's editorial. Now, some of the questions that can be asked with reference to this particular editorial could be about how exactly India should maintain its business ties with Taiwan, and also what could be the impact if the Taiwanese companies are coming to India and they are making an investment here. So questions like this can be framed from this particular editorial. That's all for today. Thank you very much.